the great Mattsby, Tesla tracker. We just were here. It feels like we were just here.
We were just here last night doing the Triumvirate show with special guest star Real Blonde Broker. You can watch it at your leisure now on Mattsby's YouTube channel, on the Triumvirate YouTube channel.
Well, not mine. Yeah, it's the Triumvirate. Yeah.
Right. All of us, yes. You can find on YouTube, and the links on all our profiles, Kat's and Mattsby's and mine. It was a lot of fun last night, and we didn't do any requests really, but we kind of focused on some of the parts that
we did some
RBB
that were
had.
typed because RBB had charts for them, so that was good. Good to see her take for sure.
Yes.
All right, let's get started here. So we had the ADP numbers weakest since 2003, according to Amit on X there. And what happened? Well, it's still green pre-market. So, I mean, nothing really scary is happening in the markets, but we are actually making some weekly higher highs than the past 3 weeks in a row. So let's see if this momentum can continue to the upside, because if it does actually continue higher, if the body of this candle actually closes above like all of these wicks up here, then this really has potential to be a higher high and continue the journey towards all-time highs. So can't really say it's going to come back and correct yet. I just want to see how this week closes. If it does close at higher high, then this will keep the momentum going. So we'll see what happens. But right now, still no fear out there in the markets. QQQ, same situation. It's looking for a higher high from the past 3 weeks, and so far it is there, but the week does not end on a Wednesday, so we do have a little bit more time to see where it does end. And the previous all-time high is set right here at 540.81. That's going to be a necessary thing to beat in order to get to the 1.618 fib up here. So not sure if it's really going to do it this time around, or if we need to correct first before going up there. But either scenario is still bullish for the longer term. IWM, it is making its way through the baseline, through the 205.11, and on its way towards the 213.89, maybe the 50-week moving average 215.08. And I think what would be nice to see is also another higher high from this candle right here at 210.13 to make its journey up there. But so far, it's not there yet, which means basically everything is still kind of in the same range as the past 3 weeks. So I know there's a lot of bullishness out there recently and a lot of fear at the same time. I see a lot of people thinking things are going to collapse still, but so far there's really no change for the past 3 weeks at all. So I think we're just going to monitor that trend. And if that trend continues, then we do have the ability to continue higher. And with Bitcoin still around the same zone as the green Gann level here, these are weekly candles, so it's fine to go below it during the week. Also, it's fine to go down to that 103. If you guys remember the 103.611 number, that is basically the log-based fib extension right here, and it's still nicely above that number as well. So this is a great looking chart. Previous resistance is flipping to support, so I cannot be bearish about Bitcoin at all. I think it's looking like it's just consolidating at a higher level still, getting ready to make its next leg higher.
All right, let's see. What do I want to show? Let's do Tesla real quick. I posted this morning. Basically, I kind of boxed around from this bottom here at 327.38 to this top up here at 368.30. And we're still sort of in this Darvis box. As far as with respect to the 100% high, it came down to this 236 level and wicked down a little bit, didn't touch the 11.4. So there's a chance for it to get up to the top or fall through the bottom. And, you know, Tesla's just still trading this range. If it can get over the 886 at 360, 364, I'll be looking for, in fact, I need to put an alert right here. If it gets above that, there's a good chance my 764 target at 509.71. 509.71 would be happening. However, if it falls to the bottom of this bracket, if it loses the 11.4, basically 332.04 drops to the bottom, then 305.52 is likely to be happening. And then I showed you, in the show last night, guys saw me draw this. I kind of refined it just a little bit, but it's possible we're sort of stuck in this in a triangle formation. Big triangle here, little triangle here. These are sort of in the way now. But if we can't get higher and touch the top of this triangle, then we're stuck in this triangle and it goes down to the bottom here. And it's already sort of formed a trend line for both triangles with these 2 points right there. So that's what I'm watching. We get stuck in the small triangle, and if it loses the 8-hour moving average 75 here, then and it does this triangle, then gosh, that's like 267. You don't want to see that, but have to be prepared for that possibility. Anyway, I'm trading with long. It's like diagonal spread. I'm doing long calls, short puts, long dated calls, short dated puts, and not in the stock itself right now. Gosh, Bitcoin. Really, the chart. Basically, on the 8-hour chart, it's looking constructive, right? ABC. Here's the 103, 127. And now we're kind of stuck. It's oscillating around the moving average 75. Orange line here, oscillating around it. I'd like to see this 104,886 hold and move up higher. If it loses that, then it'll do one of these things again. I really want to see it to go to 886, 109,877, then and then take off. All right, that's Bitcoin for me for now. Matt, maybe if I do the VIX, let's see. Where is the VIX? We're here now. We're down here. I wrote here during the show. I pulled these Mattsby style retracement extensions, and so below this 127.2, things start to get really good under here, and we are under here now. Even with a little spike up, well under, we're more than halfway to the take profits line, and even
so even
extreme greed would be fantastic.
Even if it goes back up to 1813.
Go ahead.
Still looking good. No, even if it goes back up to 1813 up there. So underneath.
Yeah, that's still the really good. We're still good. Everything below greed is still good. Like the tendency, it's like an accelerometer, and we're still, even though we're not accelerating as fast, we're still moving in a positive direction for stocks to keep going higher. So I see. All right, and then we should talk about NVIDIA, because in the show last night, we asked Real Bond Broker about it, and she said, "Oh, I'd really like to see a kind of a handle on this cup." And I said, "Oh yeah, look, I think I've got one of those. You want to do yours first, Matt, or do you want me to do mine first?"
Yeah, you can. You have your screen up, so go ahead.
All right, here we go. NVIDIA. I'm looking for. Oh, yeah, this is right. This is the right one. I'm looking for something like this. Let's see. Is this the right one? I feel like it's different somehow. No, this is what I'm looking for. Okay. Where's the one I did? I think from right here. So this is the cusp I'm talking about. At 140.60, we're at the 382. I would like to see it to go to the 618 and then back to the 236. It's possible it could go right from here. So we have to watch this level. If price falls below 140.60, it could go to the 236 at 119.73. Then it'll go up on that a lot. It's going to go from the 236 to the 1236. Still way up here. It could go to the 618 at 174.34, which is another 22% higher. The risk is it goes 22% higher or drops 15% lower. What do you think? About 146.
What do I think? Let me pull up my chart here. All right. There we go.
About this level.
The chart says, my chart says basically it's back above the green level here, and that is 122. That's what I always wanted to see for bullish continuation. So could it go back down there and retest it? That's always a possibility, of course, but being on top of that makes me extremely bullish for breaking into all-time highs no matter what. So the previous all-time highs basically are the 153.13. And you know what's also there from the previous cycle, November 21 down to 22, it's the 2.272 fib, the 152.38. So that has been a massive resistance zone, and I think that's going to be the next place to overcome. And if it can overcome that, then we can see continuation to the arc above and the 200s, maybe even the 2.618 to 227. But short term, we are getting kind of extended. You can just see that for the past like 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row, it's just gone straight up. So I think the closer we get to all of this resistance, plus it is kind of like a head and shoulders right now too with this neckline. Really, it's right there, right? It's right at the peak of this left shoulder here on June 17th, right? And that was 140.76. And right now we are a little bit above it, but the week is not closed. So if we can break out above that high, then I think we can get some more strength coming. But if we don't break above that high, then we could come back and correct. So we are in a resistance place right now. So I would not be too greedy in this zone myself, because waiting for some kind of consolidation could be the best play.
All right, why don't you pick another chart there, Matt, while you're on your screen. I'm drawing up microvast holdings.
Yeah, I'll do INO, and you can do those two on there. INOD, Inodata. So Inodata is going back up to the 1.618. I think these fibs are the perfect thing to watch, right? This is basically, go back in time from this high back in 2004 to the low back in COVID 2020. These fibs have been really, really spot on, and I think we're just gonna see if this can break the 50.13. It looks like it's really trying, right? It broke out above a little bit, which was a fake out, then it back tested the 29.51. So I think if we just put on the confluence of the Ichimoku, and there is more confluence of resistance of that baseline up there right around the same price, 48.80, and we could probably just see maybe some consolidation in this zone between the cloud, like the 35s and the 50 zone, for some time before it's really ready to break out. But I think as long as it stays on top of this weekly Ichimoku cloud, I think it's going to break out. I think it'll break out above this 50.13 and then continue its journey higher, perhaps even to the next fib level eventually at 273.99. That could take some time though, but it's a bullish chart, right? It's just trying to consolidate a little bit more before it's ready to break out higher.
Oh man! All right, so I've got microvast here. It's tricky because it's going up to the 100% fib level. So one thing that's really interesting is that in physics, you learn about how light has both the properties of a particle and a wave. Well, I kind of view stock charts the same way. They have properties where they want to follow the retracement levels, but they also want to follow the pulsive levels as well. The retracement levels for microvast from the all-time high of 2520 to the all-time low of, oh my god, it's going to try to do this ABC to the 382, 236, 618 of the entire chart. So if it follows, if and when it follows that, where price is right now to the top of the A wave next is 174% higher. So I'd call this one of those high risk, high reward stocks, because it could like be doing the surge and then just like drop back down to 15 cents again, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. The institutions like it. Look, 95% buy-in. Retail's been pushed out to 1% of the volume. I was trying to do my impulsive wave here. Looks like it went to the 100%, which makes me think it wants to go to the 50%. And then the one, and then back to the 100.6 and the 250, which would take it right to the 382. Oh, look at that wonderful confluence. I'm right there. 50, 150, 250 right there. Okay, well, actually, it's not 250. That's actually more like 2732 or something like that. But yeah, let's look for. I'm not sure how far this is going to pull back. You know, if it comes just to the 618, then it could go. Now let's just stick with what I got. There you go. It'll be hard to map these turns, but overall, high risk, high reward, possibly a lot higher next. So there you go. There's MVAST. I'll kind of pull it like this. You can right there. And then the other one that was MTPLF. I do have MTPLF. I'm sort of charting, but I'm not trading it because I'm really pissed off that it it's on a 20-minute delay trading on this. It's kind of like when you back in the days when you bought a stock and you looked at it in the paper every day to see where it was yesterday. That's what trading this is like now in over the counter. I'm looking for it did an A. This is the C wave down. Now it's retracing A, B, C up to the 70.2, and I think it'll be stuck between 100. Like this isn't a target box. This is more like a resistance box. I see I'm kind of missing a part of it there. Let me fix that. You should be. Why is that higher? Anyway, it's going to have breaking into this box right here, I think. So 1289 is my next resistance target for Metaplanet. And after that, it'll probably consolidate back down. And I don't know if it'll go all back to the 1.4 again. I'm looking over here. And then make us wake up. It could do that. So kind of like this. And then it gets on here, and that becomes support resistance. And then there you go. That's sort of my rough sketch of Metaplanet from here. And looking at Matt's fibs, if and when it does break out of its previous all-time high, then it's going to go to the 127 to the 141.4, 1883 or 2031. Works really well on these linear fibs as well as the. This is what's wrong right there. That was on the wrong place. Works just as well in linear as it does on logarithmic scale. All right, Matt, ball's back in your court.
Yeah. Okay. Let me take a look here at PENN,
Yeah.
PENN, PENN Entertainment.
Oh, we're doing okay. You
Yeah.
You get
So
two
PENN
sides?
here, we can see. Yeah. I wanted to take a look simply because I noticed this from the below here to the high. It's really trying to maintain this 1503, the 618. So this is kind of the line in the sand to stay more bullish, right? Or it's not even a bullish chart. High time frame is still in a downtrend, but it is attempting to bottom out. So if you can just look at the $15 zone, if that holds, it can go higher. If it starts to break, then watch out below. That's basically what I wanted to add with that for my PENN review. And actually, I see
All right, I've got a lovely
DXYZ
chart
too.
here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
let me
PENN
just see
after
DXYZ
you.
real quick. Yeah.
Please.
Let's see here. DXYZ, we can see that it is still holding the 618, the 4108. So really, there's no change for the past few weeks. It's just stuck between the 50 and the 41, and it is starting to go a little bit below the Ichimoku cloud a little bit. So it's kind of getting rejected by that at 4350. So let's see if it can close the week back above the cloud. That'd be the best situation for, or like the leading span A of the cloud. That would be the best situation to go back up to the 50s. But essentially, it's just in a range, right? It's just stuck between 41, $50. That's not going to change until either one breaks. That's basically it. So it needs to break above 50 to get more bullish, or if it breaks below 41, it's going to go maybe touch the conversion line at 37. So just range bound for me. All right, tracker.
All right, here's PENN Entertainment. It's not my style of stock because it looks a little slow to me. But if you've got some patience, this stock will get you. I don't know what your cost basis is, but I've got this chart up to 2236 next in 5 waves. If it can keep going, I just wanted to do this and this. So just drawing this hyperbolic line here, the hyperbolic curve. Looks like about 61 days estimated to go up 45% for prices right now. It looks like it already kind of did a 382, 236, lost the 236, but it's back here. And these sell block orders make me think that it wants to do the 764, 382. Look for if it can show that the 382 at $15.38 is support. I think it's going to go on to 1672. 1672, then back to 1538 where it is now, then on to 1887, 1754, and 2236. So feel free to take a screenshot, and hopefully that gets you out. If that's not enough, at least this is sort of a bounce for you. I know, like Matt said, it's kind of a, oh yeah, this chart's had a rough time. Oh, look, I've done a bigger version of this before. That's if it can really pull itself out. We can tell these are just probabilistic lines that I've got. So anyway, the previous chart to let's see if we can just get oh, let's see if we can get to $22 first before we look higher. All right, what else we got?
I got my
Yesterday.
in. I was gonna do it. Yeah, we did PayPal yesterday. I was gonna do NVTS and maybe
Okay.
NBIS.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have been talking about those two recently because they had, or at least NVTS had a massive move. So here we're gonna go take a look. Yeah, NVTS finally is breaking through the cloud again on the weekly chart, which is kind of a necessary process to get more bullish, right? It needs to do that. It needs to maintain that. It tried before, right? It did try before there, back in what was this, 2023, right? It tried right here, but it failed. So let's see if it can try and succeed this time, right? Right now, it is getting rejected where it should, right? The 200-week moving average is my purple line. And that fib right here, if I zoom in, you can see it's the 623, 50% fib, also getting rejected at multiple points. So we know that's our resistance, right? And it has been resistance for a while. You can even go back in time over here to take a look. Yeah, August of 2022, massive resistance as well. But it needs to break out, right? To get more bullish, it has to break above that. So we know that's our resistance, and we know it has potential to break out. But in the meantime, it could easily come back down to the 460s right here to retest that support, retest the cloud, retest the 100, retest this 382. So that's probably what I'm looking at if it cannot break through this resistance. Yes, it is green pre-market, but that does not matter at all because that pre-market price is still below resistance. So I don't like to chase these things, especially I don't like to buy out resistance. But if it can break, then a lot more upside. If it can't, then back testing. And still, there's a risk of even going lower again because we see it did fail the cloud once before. So this time, it needs to prove to us that if it does back test, it needs to hold. It needs to hold. So the 460s, 462, 465, that zone must hold for that. And NBIS, this chart is always weird to me because there's like a gap in years from 2022 to 2024. So I just when I look at it, I get confused. But when I go back in time and I actually use these fibs back here from the January 14th to the September 15th fibs, I actually do like it a lot because it matches everything perfectly, right? You can see even the top it predicted 1.414, it matched it perfectly, and then it broke down back through that one level and got rejected back here in February, and so now it's back in the golden pocket, right? It's back in the 886 to the 702 zone right here, and it's at resistance. So this is kind of looking like I don't think it's ready to break free yet. Big zone here, 38 up to 39, maybe $40, big resistance zone. And until it can start to build a base on top of this $38 zone right here, 38.10, 38.15, then I'm not convinced it wants to break higher, right? It might even need to retest the 786, 32, or maybe a little bit lower. And there is still a gap down here as well. So that's basically what I'm looking at. 38.15 zone right here, break above it, build a base on top of it, it goes higher. But if it can't do that, then I'll watch each support level below, starting at 34.60 down to 32, and we'll take one level at a time. But it's looking stuck to me at the moment.
You know what? I misremembered from last night. It wasn't NVIDIA that we were talking about where RBB wanted that one little handle for her cup. It was Palantir. So I'm going to show my Palantir chart. This is what we were talking about last night. This is on the cusp. This is very close to, if you did look at this blue box, 100% to the 0%, and then Matt's 1271414. It's targeting either $142.28 or $151.08. This is sort of the sell box. My chart predicts $5.46 for the 764 right here. And then it would give us a little handle to go with this cup. Yeah, back to retest 105.43. I don't know what's going to happen in the news that's going to make that but that's what my chart's a bit of a pullback, and then so just about 9% higher now from where it is right now. Then 20% pullback, 27% pullback from 145. And then after that, Palantir will run another from 105.43 would run another 100% to 223. This is what we're kind of looking at. Be careful. This next 9% on Palantir up to my little sell box here. Let's see, and then here's Tempest AI TM. I was just in this, and then I got out of it right here, right around 64.81. Because there are greener pastures I wanted to go see. I still think it could go to the 764 at 88.54 next. I just didn't want to like hang out and wait while it figures out what it wants to do here, because this could end up doing a little, or it could actually be doing it right now. It could be doing a little triangle just like this. So it might be stuck in this range for a little bit before it finds. A lot of times it does these triangles because of the options market. They want to keep everyone kind of trapped and make sure their options expire worthless. So get processed in time, they'll let this thing go. So Tempest AI from here to my next target is about 44% higher, and then to the wave 3 target, about 112% higher, and then from there we get the nice melt up to about 223% higher. But I've got other charts that go faster than this one, so that's why I bailed on Tempest right now. What did I just do? Oh, QUBT. All right, this is what I did this morning. I looked at QUBT again, and 382, 1379, 236. It could still do that, but I kind of have this feeling like maybe because it went so much higher, it's just oscillating around this 382, and I want to go to the 764. I went ahead and bought this morning in pre-market. Here's my cost basis at $12.45. Looks like I could have waited and got it for 13 cents cheaper. But yeah, I'm projecting about 89% higher to 23.32 next for QUBT. So this is the AI play I'm doing right now. What do? They make stuff for quantum computing, and they have a software package too for, I don't know, something to do with quantum computing. Anyway, that's my hot AI thing for today. Let's see. You want to do
I
one,
got
Matt?
XRP. Yeah, I want to do a couple
Yeah.
actually.
What's
Let's
happening
see.
with XRP?
Nothing. It's stuck, right? On the high time frame, this is all that you need to look at. It's the conversion line down at 213. It's the 886 at 225. Guess what? We're sandwiched right in between. So literally nothing is happening at all until this 225 can get broken again. So it's range bound, weekly time frame. That's it. So Bull, actually, I did a post earlier on Bull before we went live, and I wanted to just point out the fact that this chart is not bullish, right? Even though the name is Bull and we bull, they are not bull. They are liars. We bull. No, they are not bull. They are we bear. We bear. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
they this chart, a lot of people like to bottom fish, right? The problem with bottom fishing is you don't know how low it's going to go, right? Right here, if you bought here and they're like, yeah, it's going to break, it's going to go, and then it just keeps going lower, right? So if you're going to try to attempt to buy it, I'd recommend, in my opinion, that you guys should wait for some reversal of trend. And right now there is no reversal of trend. It's in a downtrend. So maybe 954 could be that target, like a double bottom. But basically, a reversal of trend to me would be at least trying to get and stabilize above the conversion line. Wait for maybe the conversion line to start to be like upward sloping a little bit, possibly for a trend reversal for a little bit of a lower time. This is a daily chart, but ultimately a higher high is really necessary for a trend reversal, and that higher high would be at least this wick right here. That would be maybe like a 14. 25, right? So until it gets above this wick here and closes a body of a candle up here, it's not a higher high and it's still a downtrend. So that's the minimum for me, right? If you're going to be interested, it has to do that. And a lot of people are like, well, then it already made a big move. It already made like 40% if it went up there. Well, that's the risk you need to take, right? It's either you're going to catch a falling knife and it keeps going, or you want to wait for confirmation of getting back above here and then going higher. But right now, there's no confirmation of any uptrend. It's just a down, 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 downtrend, even with a lower low just now too. So that lower low is even going to be resistance right now around 1160. So this really is a falling knife. I would advise to never try to catch falling knives unless it is in a bottoming process, right? And a bottoming process could be that 954 double bottom, but we don't know, right? We don't know. There is no trend reversal for bull. So it's a chart I would never ever buy until we see some kind of reversal.
All right. Oh, you're going to do a few more. Or were you done?
No, I just did. Go ahead. Yeah. I did XRP and bull.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, so I've got the Sezzle here, SEZL. This chart, I apologize. The last time someone requested this, I said, well, it looks like it's going to do 618236. What happened? It just kept on going. It didn't even stop at the 764. It kind of like slowed down, back tested it, and kept going. This one somehow short-circuited the whole 382236. That's what it's doing. So I'm just going to adjust it right now. If you look at Matt's fibs, the properties of both a particle and a wave, from this low here to that high there, here's the resistance to the 120. Here's oscillation around the 141.4, and now it's fighting with this 1618 extension. Maybe it stops at the 1618 and comes back down. Maybe it goes to 121.40, or you're in rare air now. So let's just project 123.6 and then a test. I really need to just pretend like it did the 382.236 already, even though it kind of didn't. Because the wave 3 top is 123.6. Wave 4 shows support at 764. Looks like that's kind of where this 8-hour moving average 75 is. And then wave 5 tops out at 2236. That's $200.16 for Sezzle. So here is your new Sezzle chart right there. You can take a screenshot of that if you want. That's my prediction. Look at this. 100% bankers and whales. It's just all institutional buying now, and retail keeps waiting for a pullback that hasn't happened. I did TEM. Oh, here's BABA. I think I recently updated my BABA chart. Yes, I did. So Alibaba, it's not one of my favorite stocks, but I guess they're into AI and stuff now too. An ABC retrace would take it to the I guess I have to do weekly here. Would take it to a retrace of the 319.32 all-time high to this 58.01 low. So it's already done the 157.83, and it went lower than the 382. It went almost to the 11.4 here. So kind of your A is done. So the C wave is next. Maybe because the B was lower, the C will be higher. So let's look for. I'll do this to 241.45 for the C wave. Now it does have a 5-wave extension. Based on that, I'm looking for 163.62 next, or in terms of percentage, where from our prices right now, that would be about. Oh wait, I've got to change it back to. Hang on, I'm sorry. I'll just borrow this one here. Right. 762. Be about 43% higher from where prices right now. And then I would test back to the 382 on 129.67. Yada yada. You can just take a screenshot. Whoops. Move that. There you go. There's my Alibaba chart for you now.
All right, I'll do one more myself.
What else, Matt?
Before I run away, and I see a question like, can you? Or I see two questions actually. Do I look at the Dow Jones? Yeah, I look at it once a week, really. Weekly, I do it on my weekly updates for my Patreon. Just look at the Dow, but I don't look at it through the week, just every week. And another question is, which biotech stock is am I most bullish on? Well, that's not really a ticker symbol, so I'll just do the XBI to show you in general. The biotechs are looking better, right? So there's a ton of them out there, so I can't just tell you one that I'm looking at, but I can tell you the XBY is breaking above the 236. It's breaking above my arc on my GAN here, and it looks like it wants to be more bullish, right? It does. It's trying to do a trend reversal from this downtrend to an uptrend, and the next thing to overcome is the baseline 83.34. So yeah, just taking everything else off here, looking at the total market symmetry of it all, it looks like all of this right here, right, the blue level, that was the top, right? Came all the way back down through the 45, flipped the 45 to a resistance, and now it's been trickling down the arc. But the arc looks like it really wants to hold as a support now and find its symmetry. So I think it really does want to continue its journey higher and maybe head to the 90s and above. So in that case, yeah, the biotech sector could be on an uptrend, but be careful. There's a lot of risky ones out there, and there's just too many to talk about. So unless you guys give a ticker symbol, this is all you're going to get. So Tracker, take us out.
Speaking of risky biotechs, here's a BMEA, and I just want to show the last time somebody asked about BMEA, it was up, and now it's made a new lower low. And this new lower low is even lower than the previous lower low. This is a bearish stock. Get out, just run away. Don't even look back. Don't even ask me about the stock again unless it makes a new higher high than $4.71. I don't even, not to be mean to the person that requested it, but this just walk away from this one. I feel like we just did a biotech that looked better, but I wanted to do just a quick check in with ASTS and IONQ. ASTS, and this is where we're leaving off this positive note. ASTS Spacemobile, I think is going to this 382 up here. No, wait, it already did a 382.236. ASTS Spacemobile in its third wave now, headed to 64.92 next, because, yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild. It already kind of did all of that and all of that. So yeah, let's just went a little lower. Maybe this, I don't know. Let's look and see if it can just keep on trucking to 180% higher to 64.92 next. And then the other one I was to check in on was the IONQ. This one I'm still holding for. I'm waiting for this to drop a little lower. Here, 764, right? Here's the 1, 2, and then the minor degree 1 is 764. Minor degree 2 would be the 382. I'm looking for 33.31, and then I will buy IONQ, and I'll be happy to buy it. Here, shut up and take my money, and that'll take us 124% higher. Top at 73.90. That's all we have time for, folks. Thanks, Matt, for letting me go 2 minutes over. But that was it. Thank you guys for watching the show last night. I hear it's really funny. J-Dog on X says, y'all laughing at 1.75x speed just adds to the hilarity of the Triumvirate show. So check that out. And it is Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Good luck out there.